Hello, everyone. Welcome to our fourth class of Vijana. Sorry. Welcome to our fourth class of Vijana Impact Hub. Okay, so we are in here together. We are really happy for having you guys in here on this fourth class. If you are already hearing us, watching us, please let us know. Send us a message here on the YouTube chat or use the WhatsApp group. Okay? It is really important for us to have this participation, to have this interaction with you guys. Okay? Just like usual, I'm going to wait a few minutes so you guys can join. I'm going to wait for 10 minutes. Okay? So we'll start soon with our contents, okay? If you have any doubts, please let me know. If you are facing any trouble uh, filling out any cards, okay, please let us know. We will be helping you guys, okay? So I'm going to wait a few minutes so more people join us. Today's class, we are going to talk about the golden trios, okay? So we are going to talk about online and offline communication and also about my sales. I can see that Youssef is already in here. Hello, Youssef. I'm really happy for having you here. You have been connected on every class. Sorry, guys, that was my cat. I need to buy food to my cat, so she's going to be around. But hello, everyone. If you are already watching us, please let us know. Send a message here on the YouTube chat. Send a message on the WhatsApp group. There's no problem. Use the channel you prefer. Okay, you feel better to use. Just like I said, I'm going to wait a few minutes so more people can join. I'm going to wait 7 more minutes because it is really important having the most people as possible in here. I just want to remember you guys, just want to remind you that we need, you guys need to fill out every card on at the students portal. Okay, so it is really important to enter the students portal to fill out every card we have in there. It is really important. Nicole always send the link on the WhatsApp group. So if you guys need anything, you just need to send us a message. Please let us know. So please let us know if you're facing any trouble. Okay, you guys need to fill out the cards in there. We are going to wait for 5 more minutes. We have Youssef in here. There's already someone else. Please let me know. So just like I said, today's class it's about golden trios. So we are going to talk about online and offline communication, also about my sales, okay, which is really important to understand too. We are almost at the end of this course. I was really happy for being here with you guys, sharing our experiences, right? It is really important for us having you guys in here, watching every class. I know some of you is going to watch it now live, some of you is going to watch it later. There's no problem, okay? But even if you are watching the recorded video, please let us know if you are facing any trouble filling out every card. It is important to make sure that you guys has had fill out every card. Okay, so it is really important for us that you guys have all those cards done because you guys need to fill out them so you can be part of the mentorship program. Okay, and at the mentorship program, it's when we are going to use everything we have learned in here. We are going to learn new things too, not only talk about what we have learned. We are going to go deeper on every single one of those contents we have seen here. Okay, so it is really important for us to have you guys participating, filling out every card. Okay, I'm going to wait 3 more minutes, then we can start because I always like to wait to see if more people is going to join, but I don't think it's going to be the case today. So there's already someone else watching us. Yosef already said hi to everyone in here. If you are watching us now live, please send a message. Interact with me, with your colleagues. It is important to use this space to talk, to share your experiences, to talk about what you guys are thinking about this class. If you guys are enjoying it, it is really important for us to understand if you guys are really enjoying it, if you guys can understand. There's no problem to make questions, okay? We like when you guys make questions because your question can be the question of a colleague. Okay, so it is really important to share your questions, to share your experiences, because this make everyone in here smarter. Okay, so this is knowledge we learn on every class, even us that are in here talking as a professor. We learn on every class with you guys. So it is really important to share and to help on this develop of your colleagues. Okay, so It is really important to develop this together, and we can become smarter together. Okay. So let's go. Let's start with the content. Just like I said, today's class is about golden trios. So we are going to talk about online and offline communication. And also we are going to talk about my sales. Okay, so let's go. So for start, we are going to talk about offline and online communication. Okay, it is really important, guys, to understand that them both have their singularity. Okay, but it is important to use they both okay, because offline communication is already very impactful on your neighborhood, but we know internet also it is really important. We live in a world even more connected every day. We become even more connected every day. Okay, we have always daily updates about that. Okay, so it is really important to understand how to use this tool too. Okay, it is really important to use this tool too, and to understand how can it be profitable for us to have this to have this done. Okay, this is really important to use on the right way. It is a really powerful tool when you use it on the right way. So if you guys need anything, if you guys need help to build a schedule so you guys can make your posts, I'm going to help you guys on the mentorship program. There's no problem. That's why we have the mentorship program. Okay, guys, we learn in here the theory about everything, and at the mentorship program we can use everything we learn in here on practice. Okay, so this is really important. That's why it's so important to have you guys the mentorship program too. Okay, because it is it is a continuation of our work. Okay, so it is really important to be part of the full experience. Okay, so please, if you guys are having any trouble filling out any card, if you guys have faced an error or something like that, please let me know. I'm going to help you. Even if I have to fill them for you, there's no problem. You just call me on the WhatsApp. I'm on the group. Okay, so let me know. Let Nicole know if is happening anything. Okay. I just said about Nicole, and she said good evening at the chat. Good evening, Nicole. So it is really important, okay, guys, to understand how to use offline communication and also how to use online communication. Okay, we are going to use them both together to get into more people. The most you use your communication with if with your customers, the better. Okay, so it is really important for you. Rosemary Lulenga is saying, "There's Rose here. I'm new, so welcome, Rose. Welcome to our live class." Okay, I don't know if you have watched the previously classes, but they are recorded. Okay, you can find them at our YouTube channel. Okay, so you can see it in here on the YouTube channel, and also you can find the recorded classes at the student portal. Okay, so if you need anything, please let me know or let Nicole know. Okay, Nicole is also watching the YouTube chat and the WhatsApp group with me. Okay, so if you guys need anything, please send a message, talk with us. We are going to help you on anything you guys need. Okay, Also, Rose, it is important to remember to fill out all of those online cards. Okay, I don't know if you have watched any class yet, but it is important to fill out some online cards. Okay, at the end of this class, I'm going to show to you guys how can we fill out the fourth card, but I'm going to show where they are so you can find it. Okay, but you're welcome, Rose. Thank you for joining us. I think it is really important to have the most people as possible in here. So welcome, Rose. So let's start talking now about offline communication. Okay, it is really important. You're welcome, Rose. There's no problem. So let's start to talk about offline communication. So offline communication encompass all forms of communication that are not digital or online. So we have a citation here. So there are numerous offline ways to promote your business. Can you think of some? The downsides of this type of communications include low targeting, financial costs, and difficult measure of results. Okay, so when we talk about offline communication, we can face some troubles. Okay, why do we face some troubles? Because we have two things that are really difficult to understand at a offline communication. Actually, we have three. The first one is the low targeting, because it is difficult to find our customers base. Okay, it is difficult to find our target audience and to get into them. And when we use a offline communication, mostly we we will probably have some trouble to reach those perfect clients, to reach this target audience. Okay, and the second one is about the financial cost, because when we are talking about offline communication, you probably will have some expenses to do so. Okay, because let's say you are going to build a billboard. So to use a billboard, you need to pay the rent of this billboard, for example. If you want to to delivery to delivery some material to at the streets, you also will have to use, right? So if you use flyers or leaflets, you will probably have some expenses. Okay, because you will need to pay to have those flyers done. Okay, and everything you guys can do at a offline communication, you guys will probably have a cost. Okay, so I would like to make a little question for you guys. I'm going to give 2 minutes to you guys respond. I would like to know if you guys already use any kind of offline communication, but if you guys didn't use already, I would like to know what kind of offline communication do you think is the best. Please let me know. I'm going to wait 2 minutes to see if you guys to see what you guys are saying. I would like to know what is the most efficient for you, okay, at your opinion, offline communication. And this is really important, okay, guys, because in Brazil we have a lot of types of offline communication. I'm pretty sure that Tanzania, you guys will have your singularities too. So this is an important part to understand more about your country, to share with your culture. Okay, it is really important to have this share to for me to know about your culture and for you guys to know about our culture. Okay, we have a lot of types of offline communication here in Brazil. I think the most known kind of the most known kind of advertisement here in Brazil, offline communication, we have the sound cars. I don't know if you guys have already heard about sound cars, or if you guys have the in there in Tanzania. Here in Brazil, it is really common to have cars passing on the streets announcing what they are selling. So we have the ice cream car, we have fruits cars, people who sell a lot of fruits. We have the egg car, people who are selling egg. So we have a lot of cars, of these sound cars, these called sound cars. So what kind of offline communication do you guys already use or no? I would like to know. Please use the YouTube chat in here. Use the YouTube chat in here to talk a little bit about it. I would like to know what kind of offline communication you guys use the most at Tanzania. I want some examples of it. I'll give you guys more time, and if you guys doesn't respond, I'm going to move on with the content. Okay? Youssef is saying face-to-face communication, posters, and public speech or announcements. Nice. Thank you, Youssef, for sharing. Okay. I think it is really important to understand because we have some cultural differences. Okay. We have things that happen in Brazil. You guys have things that happen in Tanzania. Sorry about that. It was my cat. My cat jumped the laptop. Sorry. Sorry. But it is important to understand how your culture work so we can work and have a better results. Okay, so thank you for sharing. Here in Brazil, it is really common to use posters and face-to-face communication, but not public speech. Public speech is not really common here in Brazil. It's really, really cool to know that you guys do that at Tanzania. So let's see some examples of it. Okay, I will always ask you guys to see what kind of contact do you guys have with this kind of content. Okay, so I'm going to ask every time, wow, what do you guys already know about that, to take some information for you from you too, because it is really important to share, to have this cultural change. It is really important to have this culture exchange. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So here we have some examples of offline communication. The first one, and one of the most used here in Brazil, are the business cards. Okay, so it is really, really important to have a business card so you can present yourself and present your job in a professional way and quickly. Because if a person can see a business card, she will probably understand what you do the without the work of talking to people to explain them what you're selling, what kind of products do you sell. If you have every information about your business well divided at the business card, it will be a really powerful tool. It will be a really, really great ally to you guys. Okay, so business card are really, really used here in Brazil. I don't know about Tanzania. So business card are hand out to clients during visits. So whenever someone asks us what do we do, or what is our number, for example, what is our social media, we can share with them our business card and then present ourselves. Okay. We have folders and pens. So if it's a service, hand them to clients when presenting estimates and proposals. Okay. So it is really important to think about giving people some gifts. Okay. It is really common here in Brazil that people get some some gifts from the store. Okay. So it is really, really important. And the most important, talking about gifts, is to use your brand. So you can give if to a person, you can give them a pen customized with your logo, You guys can give people a lot of things, okay? But it is important to think things that people use daily, okay? So when you're going to give people gifts for buying from you, it is important to use things that people use daily, because every time people is going to look at that pen, to look at that gift you gave, people will remember you. People will identify with your brand. People will start to talk about your brand. They are going to share with people that they had a really good service, that you guys gave them attention. Okay, you guys gave them a gift too. So it is really important to have this attention, to pay attention on that. So it is a really important way to get new customers. And you guys can think on every kind of gift. Okay, you guys can give pen, you guys can give a notebook customized, you guys can give calendars. It is really common here in Brazil at the end of the year. We can talk about November, December. The business here in Brazil start to give people calendars customized with their logo and the theme of their business. For example, let's say you're going to open a pet shop. So if we are going to open a pet shop, you can give people a calendar customized with your logo, and also with photos of animals, with dog photos, cat photos. So whatever you guys want. The important is to have informations that matches with your niche, that matches with your kind of work. Okay? So it is a really, really cool way to get new customers, to make a client to become loyal. Okay, so it is really important to think, how would I make a a customers to become loyal. Okay, this is a cool way to make that, to give them gifts. The other option is the storefront. Okay, so it is really important to have a really beautiful storefront. Okay, and it is used to attract attention to your point of sale. So if you are going to have a physical business, it is really important to use this kind to use this kind of communication. Okay, so the most beautiful it is your storefront. People will have respect for your brand. People will trust your brand. Okay, so the most beautiful it is, the better. Okay, we also have flyers and leaflets, just like I said for you guys, and we can distribute in your local area and community. Okay, so it is a really cool way to make people, to get into new people, to make people know about your business. Okay, and that is a really cool way also to communicate people about your business, about your promotions. Okay, so if you are going to have a a a kind of promotion, it is really important to use flyers and leaflets to make people know that. And the last example we have in here is the menu. Okay, the menu, it is a really important part of having a restaurant to for people who sells food, but not only to people who sells food. Okay, on every kind of business we can use menus. Okay, to explain people the prices, to explain people what kind of things we sell. Okay, so create a simple menu to hand out as a leaflet or leave on your restaurant tables. Okay, so it is really important to have a cool menu, to have a simplified simplified informations in there. People need to look at the menu and understand automatically what is in there. Okay, so it is really important to think in how can we get into people. Paul Lazaro is saying hi guys. Hello Paul, thank you for coming. So having a menu, to having a well done menu, it is a really cool way to get into more people. Okay, so now we are going to see some kinds of examples, and here we have the business card. Okay, as you guys can see, we have several colors, we have several kinds of we have several types of business card. Every single one of them with their singularity, with their own logo, with their own information. Okay, we have even one in here who has a QR code itself, so people can get into more information if they want. This is a really cool way, guys, to make people to access your social media. For example, you can have a business card with your business information up front, and at the back you can put your QR code for people to join your Instagram, to join your Facebook, to join your WhatsApp conversation. Okay, so it is really a really cool way of using those business cards. And you can also use this as a trigger to make people to visit your social media, to make people to visit your site, to make people visit your products, to make people to get attracted for your business. Okay, sorry about my cat, guys. I need to buy food for it, so she's going to jump sometimes at the notebook. So it is really important, okay, to use business cards in a smart way. Okay, so it is a really powerful tool if we use on the right way. Okay, so use this tool at your favor. Okay, and I'm pretty sure it is going to bring a really cool results for you guys. Okay, in here we have some options of menus. For example, the first one is about people who sell hamburgers. We have a pizza menu in here too. We have a bakery menu. We have a tea house menu. We have another burger in here. And we also have açaí. I don't know if you guys know açaí. It is a fruit from Brazil, which is really consumed, which is really well consumed here in Brazil. We love açaí, and it is a traditional dish from Brazil. But in here we have some options. Okay, we have some examples of menus that you guys can use on your business. Okay, it is important to think in a visual identification. Okay, so it is important to have a a design defined, to have colors that matches your logo, so people can make this association with color and your brand. So let's say your brand is blue, you guys are going to use the palette of course of blue. Okay, so if you are going to use red, you guys will use palettes of red. Okay, so it is really important to understand that you guys need to follow a pattern. Okay, it is really important to follow this color palette. Okay, so if you guys need anything, if you guys need help doing that, please let me know. I'll help you guys to have this done. Okay, and for people for people who already run a business, it is really important to start to using your social media to share about your company, to talk about your job. Okay, it is a really powerful tool to get into more clients. Okay, just like I said, we live in a world even more connected every single day. Okay, and if you are not on the internet, you will probably lose some clients. If you are not on the streets talking about your business, you will lose opportunities. So always use that in favor of you. Okay, guys? So let's see others examples. So in here we have some different packaging and also uniforms. Okay, and just like I said for you guys, it is important to have packaging and uniforms that have the same color palette. Okay, it is really important to have the same color palette. You guys need to follow a pattern. Okay, just like you guys can see in here, the second image, the fourth image, and the fifth image are from the same store, which is a a place who sells pizza. Okay, so it is a Italian restaurant, and it is called Yellow. Just like you guys can see, they have a Bordeaux kind of symbol. We can say it is wine color. Okay, it is kind of Bordeaux kind of wine, and they have the letters in yellow. Okay, the name of them is yellow. The color palette of them also have yellow. Okay, and the logo is the color yellow too. Okay, so they use the name yellow, the color yellow, and they use that on their brand. As you guys can see, the packaging of their burgers used the colors of the logo, just like you guys can see. They use the same colors as the logo, and also the paper packaging that goes over the other package is also customized with the colors of yellow. Okay, so it is really important to use this kind of communication to make people to to make people make this association with colors and your business. So every time people will look to this color, they will remember your brand. Okay, and in here we have some others examples too. We have Café Leão, which is a tea store here in Brazil. We have Mais Cores. We have the uniform in there, which is written Mais Cores in there. I think it is a child school. Yes, it is a child a child school, just like we can see. And they are using colors that matches with their kind of business. They are using in a colorful uniform. Okay. So it is really important to think about what kind of message I want to my client have about me, okay? And you are going to use colors to make people feel just like the way you want. Just like I said at the first class, colors can be really powerful, so it is really important to pay attention at the color palette we are going to use. We need to see if there is already a pattern at our niche. For example, when you're talking about environmental, we usually see those organizations using the color green, because green brings the sensation of peace, of natural. So it is really important to think if there is already some kind of pattern you guys need to follow to get more customers. Okay, so we have talked a little bit about the offline communication. Okay, just to make a just to put a an end on it, it is important to understand that offline communication is really important. It can make the difference. Okay, we can use it to make a client become loyal, because when a client see a beautiful packaging, a clean uniform that you guys are using, people will start to understand that this store really cares about what people think about them. So this can be really impactful on our sales. Okay, so now let's talk about online communication. Okay, and just like I said earlier, it is important to remember that we live in a world even more connected every single day. So every single day, more people connect into internet, and it has become a fever. It is really common on every part of the world. We are in here talking at the internet. I'm here giving this class for you guys in social media called YouTube. Okay, so it is really important to understand that this kind of tool can be used, and this kind of tool is really powerful. And if you use it the right way, you can get the world. Okay, so use it on a smarter way. Try to use strategies to get into people. Okay, so it is really important to use that in your favor. Okay, so online communication refers to the process of exchanging information, messages, and content that occurs through the internet or digital networks. It encompasses various forms from digital interactions such as emails, social media, websites, blogs, online videos, instant messaging, among others. Online communication allows individuals, businesses, and organizations to connect and share information in real time, regardless of geographical location, facilitating the dissemination of content, marketing, sales, customer support, and collaboration. Okay, so when we talk about communication, we are talking about everything who is online. Okay, so we are talking about anything that we make online, we are talking about online communication. Okay, if it is at the internet, it is online. Okay, when we talk about TV, when we talk about radio, we are also talking about offline communication. Okay, so don't mix up things in here. TV and radio, it is also offline communication. When we talk about computers, when we talk about smartphones, we are talking about online communication. Okay, guys? Sorry, because my antivirus just popped up. Sorry. So it is really important, guys, to understand that we have some differences from the offline communication. So when we talk about online communication, we are talking about have the total control of how many people did we talk, how many people do get into us by a announce that we post to in our feed, in our histories. We can know how many people liked it, we can know how many people shared it, we can know how many people saved that post. So it is really important to use these informations to see if a campaign, to see if this marketing campaign was a success or don't. Okay, so when we talk about online communication, we are talking in a even more safer way to make this, to make the advertisement of our businesses. Okay, because when we talk about online communication, we will always have the full control of the amount of people that we get. Okay, so it is really important to pay attention on that, to make contact with them. So how to use online promotion methods? So we have WhatsApp that we can use to sell in groups or also broadcast lists. Okay, I don't know if you guys use too much the WhatsApp. Here in Brazil, we use WhatsApp for everything. We use WhatsApp at the job. We need WhatsApp to talk with your customers. We use WhatsApp to talk with our family. So it is an app that we use a lot. I don't know how it is for you guys for Tanzania, okay? And also, I already want to make a question for you guys. I would like to know what kind of what kind of apps do you guys use the most as a social media? Here in Brazil, we use a lot Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I think those three are the golden trio of apps. Okay, so I would like to know from you what kind of apps do you guys use the most at Tanzania? Okay, what kind of social media do you guys use the most? Here in Brazil, we use a lot WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. We have website, which can be a showcase product portfolios and also service explanation. So we can explain about a service. We can explain about a product we sell. Okay, so a website, it is really important because it shows professionalism from our part. Okay, so it is really important to use this in in your favor. So let's see. Youssef is saying that you guys use WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. So you guys are just like here in Brazil. Here in Brazil, we use the most. But young people from Brazil now is using TikTok. I don't know if you guys have TikTok, Tanzania, but here in Brazil, it is a fever. Young people, it's always using TikTok for everything. They even do not use Google anymore. They don't have the expression Google it. Okay, so if they have any doubts, if they have any questions, they use the TikTok app to search about anything. So we have Instagram, which is we have Instagram, that is to post photos of products and also to post about promotions. Okay, we also can use Instagram to make people to get closer to our store, to make people to identify with us, with our store. Okay, so we can use Instagram to make people to become loyal too. Okay, and the last one, we can use email marketing, okay, which was really used at the 90s, at the end of the 90s and the early 2000s, but it is usable nowadays. Okay, there is still people and companies that use email marketing as their main communication channel. Okay, so it is really important to understand that email marketing still works if you use the same way. Youssef is saying that we have it, but do not commonly for business advertisements. Yes, Youssef. Here in Brazil too, they use TikTok more for their personal lives than about business. But TikTok is really a fever here in Brazil. Paul Lazaro is saying Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X or Twitter. The way you prefer, okay? But X here in Brazil, it is used, but not by too many people. I think X isn't used for too many people here in Brazil. There is a niche. There is a lot of people who use it in Brazil, but it's not the most of the people who use X here in Brazil. Me myself, for example, I do not use X. I use only Instagram and Facebook, and now and of course WhatsApp to talk with my family, to talk with my students, to talk with every single one of them. Okay, and it is really cool, guys, to understand, to know more about your culture, to know what kind of social media you guys use the most. That is a information that changes a lot, country from country. Okay, so we had other Africans classes too, here on at the year of 2025, and they always say different things. That was really curious to note that in Tanzania, you guys use the same apps than we here in Brazil. Paul Lazaro is saying Instagram are more useful for advertising different business. That's really great to know. That's really cool to know that you guys use Instagram as as the most powerful tool when we talk about advertising here in Brazil too. And we give we give our class talking about Instagram, actually, because Instagram is the most used app here in Brazil for promoting a start, for promoting a business. It is really common to use Instagram. So in here we have some examples of online communications. We have Instagram, okay? Just like you guys can see at Instagram, it is really important to follow that pattern that we have built. You guys remember that we have talked about our design, we have talked about what kind of colors we would like to use, what kind of colors we would like to have in our brand. So when we are talking about Instagram, we are going to use the same color palette that we are using at our logo, okay? To make people to make that association automatically by your color and your brand, okay? So just like you guys can see at the right part of your screen, there is an example of a open profile, and just like you can see, they use colors that match together, okay? So it is really important to think on that, guys. Just like you can see, they use a lot of colors pastel. Okay, so it is really important to make that match, to look if that match. Okay, and just like you guys can see, it is really important to follow that pattern that you have defined to your logo, and to use that at your advertisement too, to make people make this connection, okay, about the color and your brand. We have some examples in here, like Facebook. It is really important to understand, guys, how to use Facebook on an efficient way too. We have the Facebook groups where you can use to make some announcements about our business. We can use sales group. We have neighborhood groups. I don't know how it is in Tanzania, but here in Brazil, we on every single neighborhood we have our WhatsApp group, and we communicate ourselves about the safety of the neighborhood, about things that are happening at the neighborhood. So everything that happens at the neighborhood, we talk on the group. So and also people who have the business, they also share with us about their business at the group, and they get a lot of sales. People like a lot, people share with others, so it's a really cool way to get into more people, okay? So we also have the sites, okay, just like you guys can see the KFC site, okay? So now let's talk about digital marketing, okay? So digital marketing, we can promote our brands often without spending by creating relevant content and interactions with our audience. Okay, so remember when I talked about target audience, it is really important to understand how would we communicate to this target audience. Okay, so it is really important to always think on how to get into those people. How can I get more people? Okay. So in digital marketing, there are two major models to follow: creating content, also known as inbound marketing, which can also be called as attraction marketing. Okay, so we create relevant content so we can maintain a relationship with our audience through social media, in posts, videos, photos, texts, email, and WhatsApp. We build connections with our audience. Okay, so when we are talking about a free marketing, a free online marketing, we are talking about inbound marketing. Okay, so this marketing we are going to use to attract people. Okay, so this are going to be our normal posts. Okay, and it is really important, guys, to have a frequency of points of posting. Okay, so it is important to post daily if it is possible. If it is not possible, it is important to make a post. Uh, to make a post in a day, then tomorrow I don't. Then the day after tomorrow, I'll make a post again, and we can go like that. One day yes, one day don't, one day yes, one day don't. Okay, so at least 3 to 4 times a week we need to post. Okay, less than that we are having a problem. Okay, so if you are posting less than 3 times a week, you are facing a little trouble in there, and we have to fix it. Okay, there's no problem. I am here to help you guys to make that, to build a posting schedule, for example. So I'll be helping you guys at that. Okay, and also we have the paid one, the paid kind of digital marketing. So advertising, also known as outbound marketing, focus on creating paid ads. Okay, so we are going to talk now about paid ads when we put some money on it. So it will be more similar to the traditional advertising, so with no interactivity, no customers connection, so it will add less value, but has a more direct and quicker return compared to the content marketing. So when we are going to use the paid ad, we are going to talk about getting more people, but not to hold them. Okay, so we are going to use the inbound marketing, our normal marketing, or our free marketing, to post interesting things, so when people join our social media, they find our feed attractive. Okay, so we are going to use the free posts to make people attracted by our business, and we are going to use the paid ad to get more people to enter. We are only use the outbound marketing as a call to people for attention. Okay, so we are going to use, it as a content to bring people into our page. Youssef is saying PowerPoints are not clearly seen. You are watching us from a computer, Youssef, or you are watching us from your cell phone? Because if you are watching us from your cell phone, that's normal, because the size of a computer screen really is like 5 or 6 times bigger than a phone. That's why you are not sometimes you cannot see yourself, because This class have too many texts, right? The previously classes used to have more images, but this class it have more texts. Okay, so sometimes when a text is too big, they they become hard to see at a cell phone. But if it is from your desire, I can share with you the contents that we have seen in here. Okay, just remember me at the WhatsApp group after the class. Send a message talking. I want the content from the class, and I'll send to you. Okay, there's no problem. Then if you had the trouble at reading, you can read it later. Okay, so just remember me on the WhatsApp group to change to send you guys this PDF. Okay, so let's go, guys. So when we talk about generating contacts, it is important to think in the purchase funnel. Okay, why do we call it purchase funnel? Okay, because the most deeper we are getting into our customers, we will lose some others. For example, okay, let's say we are going to talk to 10,000 people, okay? Then from those 10,000 people, only 5,000 have shown some interest about what we are talking about. The other 5,000 just said, "Oh, thanks, I don't want to know." Okay? But 5,000 of those 10,000 had some interest. Okay? From that 5,000 that have showed some interest, we have 2,000 that really have shown a desire from our product. Okay? So we had 10,000 people that we have called. We have 5,000 people from that 10,000 people that become interest. We have 2,000 people from those 5,000 people who have really shown a desire about our product. And from that 2,000 people who have shown some desire, we have like 500 who really actually buy from us. Okay, so it is like a funnel. Okay, and at the bottom we have people who were really sold. Okay, so it is really common. Okay, guys, and it is a cool tool to understand too, because we can understand how many people do we need to talk to really make a sale. Okay, so let's say like 10, from 10 people that you talk, only one really buy from you. That's what the purchase funnel means. Okay, there are there are a lot of different way to see that. Okay, guys, different business are going to have different results too. There are business who need to talk to 1,000 people to make a sale. There are kinds of business who need to talk to 100,000 people to make only one sale. Let's say, for example, Ferrari. You guys must know Ferrari. It is a car brand from Italy, and they don't sell a lot of cars. Okay, but one car that Ferrari sells, it compensates the times that they don't, because they have a product that is really expensive. So when then make a sale, it is a really big sale. Okay, so it is really important to understand that sometimes we are going to sell more to have a few, and sometimes we will sell a few to have more because we can charge more people at our business. Everything about that is everything about that is about the strategy. You are going to think in a strategy and you are going to follow it. Okay. So let's understand better the purchase funnel. Okay, so contacts, also called leads, are potential customers who provide their contact information, such as name and email, in exchange for companies' offers and educational content, for example. These contacts should be continuously nurtured with relevant content and offers for the service and products of your business. Okay? So it is really important, guys, to understand those phases. Okay? So at first, we have the stage of awareness. So those are people who have shown some awareness about our business, about our product, and those are people who have a market potential, so they are part of our target audience. Okay, then we go for people who have shown some interest, so we can call them also suspects. We have people who have shown some desire, so we can call them prospects. And we have people who really call us for action. So people who really buy from us, which we can call customers. Okay. And it is important, guys, to understand that the contact with our customers do not end when we make a sale. Okay. The contact with our customers, it continues right after we have make a sale. So it is important to take informations from that client so we can reach them later. Okay, because we need to make these clients loyal. Okay, we need to make we need to make that client to. So we need to keep this contact with our clients. Okay. Just a second, guys. So people, we are going to make a pause. Okay, we are going to pause for 20 minutes, and so we can back in 20 minutes. Okay. And I'm going to explain you guys the rest of the content, and then we can we can see how we will fill the fourth card online. Okay, so we are going to fill the card number 4 together. Okay, so goodbye everyone, see you later. Use this time to stretch yourself, to eat something. Okay, so you guys can go for a walk. So goodbye everyone, see you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, bye bye everyone. See you guys soon. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the second part of our fourth class. Okay, so we are going to see more aspects about the lesson four, and then we can start filling out the fourth class. Okay. I'm going to wait a few minutes so you people can join. Okay. I'm going to wait a few minutes. So I'll wait 2 more minutes, okay? Then I'll start to talk about the content. One minute now, and we can start. Okay, so guys are already back, if you guys are already back, please let me know. Send a message on the chat, please. So let's go with the content. Okay. Hello, Youssef. Welcome back. So let's talk a little bit about sales platform. So there are several platforms to create virtual stores, some free, some don't. And those services offer many sites, templates, and typically cater to all types of e-commerce. Although they are a tool for web commerce, they are not mandatory. A marketplace also has all the necessary functionalities to start selling online. In practice, the term is more commonly used for collaborative e-commerce. Okay. We also have the affiliate market. So the info product market operates through two characters, the producer and the affiliate, and the link between them is made through a specialized or online platform that manages and provides the necessary technology technology to perform operations, ensuring data control and security in payments and commissions. So the affiliates market is divided by two persons, the producer and the affiliate. Okay. The producer is the creator of the content that is being sold, and the affiliate is going to be like a salesman. Okay. But let's understand how does this work. Okay. So The producer creates a digital product like an ebook, video lesson, podcast, among others, for sale, making it available on a online platform, aiming to perform partnerships to help with promotion. They define the price and the commission paid to the affiliate. For example, it is really common to have the affiliate having a bigger percentage than than the producer. Okay, so it is really common that affiliates earn 7%, for example, and the producer only 30, because even if the producer is earning less money than the affiliate, they will end up earning more money because, let's say, a affiliate make 10 sales a day. So okay, a person will earn 70 per 70 per will, sorry guys, the the salesmen are going to earn 70%, and the producer is going to earn 30% per 30% of those 100%. But the producer will earn from a lot of salesmen. Okay, let's say it has 15 salesmen, so it's going to be 30% over 500 sales. So it is really common to have producers earning less money than the affiliate, but he earns a lot of money too because of the sales. Okay, so the affiliate can be anyone interested person willing to profit for the internet by promotion links to digital products and services available on the aforementioned platforms. Okay, so the producer will post the content in there, and the affiliate is going to sell it, and you guys can work from that on every single part of the world. Okay, so in here we have some examples of it. We have Amazon, Shopee, Ethio.telecom. We have AliExpress, for example. And another way from to make advertisement is Google. Okay, so Google, it is a really cool tool to use, and we like to say that Google is your friend. Okay, so signing up for Google My Business and appear in Google searches on Google Maps and receive reviews from your customers. Okay, so this is really important so people can find your store, the maps, uh, the maps app. Okay, the Google Maps. So this is a really cool way to get into more people who sometimes doesn't even know the region, but they find your store by the Google. And it is always important, remember, just like I said, that the contact with the client doesn't end at the sale. So when you make a sale, you need to ask this person, you need to ask this person to write and to rate your store on the Google at Google, because this will help to bring other ones to them. Okay, so always ask for referrals and testimonials. Okay, we can also easily create visual ads with canva.com. Okay, So you guys can use Canva to create a lot. Sorry, guys. I talked to you guys about the sound card that passed selling products. There is a sound card right in front of my house in here. It is a car who sells water. He's selling water at the street. So you guys can create a lot of visuals with Canva, with canva.com. Okay, it is a really easy app, and it has its free version and the paid one. Okay, and it worth 100% to use them both versions. Okay, the free version, it is really easy to use, and the paid one is even more, has even more feathers than the free one. Okay, so when we talk about the golden trios, we are going to think about the we are thinking about the three ways we are going to use to make our promotion. So what kind of promotion would you guys use? I would like to, I'll give you guys some times. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes to write on the YouTube chat or the WhatsApp group what kind of what kind of of advertisement you guys are you guys are going to use. You guys will use online or offline communicate. What what's going to be the three types of online advertisement and the three types of the offline of the advertisement that you guys will use? Sorry guys, I have mixed up words on my head. So I would like to know three types of online advertising and three types of offline advertising that you guys would like to use. I'll give you guys 3 minutes to write about it. So, guys, what kind of advertisement would you guys use? Three types of online and three types of offline. I would like to know. Okay. Also, you guys will need to think on that when you guys start to filling out the online cards. Okay. And we also can make a sales projection. Okay. So, sales are the heart of the business. So just as our heart pumps blood throughout our body, sales generates all the financial resources our business needs to stay alive. We don't yet know exactly how much we will sell, but we we can project sales in three different scenarios: a pessimistic one, a moderate one, and a optimistic one. This allows us to project our revenue which is all the money that flows into our cash register. Okay, so just like that, you guys just like you guys can see, we have some we have the first line, the second line, the third line, and the fourth line, and every single one of them is talking about a product. Okay, so let's say we sell chocolate and we sell milk, we sell a lot of products. You guys are going to put on the first list one, then on the second list another, and here we go. Okay, just like you guys can see in here, we have one column from the for the we have one column for every day on the week. So we have in here Monday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, we don't have Monday, but we don't have Sunday, but we have Monday to Saturday. Okay, and just like you have seen here, the first product we have 5 sales at the second day. The third product we have 4 sales. We have the sorry guys. At Monday we had 5 sales. At Thursday we have 5 sales too. Wednesday we had 5 sales. Thursday we have 10 sales. Friday we have 10 sales, and Saturday we have 15 sales. So in total, we will take the total amount of sales that we have made, and we are going to we are going to multiply it by we are going to make it times the value of every sale. So let's say we make 15 sales, we have made 50 sales of $7. So at the end of the week, we have sold $350, just like the example. Okay, and we can make it with every single product we sell. Okay, and when you take this value of a week and make it times 4, we have the value that we have sold in a month. Okay, because in a month we have 4 weeks. Okay, if we take what we have done in a month and make it times 12, we will have the value that we make in a year. Okay, it is really important to think too that we sometimes we will have bad months. Okay, so it is really important to consider 2 bad months. Okay, so you are going to take the value of 2 bad months. You are going to subtract the value of a year by the value of those 2 bad months, and you are going to get the annual total. Okay, for example, in here we have a bread seller. So he have noted 25 working days. So the objective is to sell 8 units for days. Okay, so the projected quantity was 8 units times 25 days. So he need to sell 200 units. The price of the bread is going to be $7. The revenue forecast is going to be $1,400. The total fixed costs is $800. Total variable costs $564. So the total cost is $1,364. The profit per unit, so the total costs divided by the project quantity, the selling price is 80 cents. So the fixed cost per unit is $4, and the variable cost per unit is $2.82. Okay, guys? And it is really important, guys, to make this projection. And just like we said, it is important to it is important to use those kinds of projection to understand how it's going to be our year. Okay. Youssef said that he will use WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram for online communication, and for offline, he's going to use posters, face to face, and business cards. Nice ideas. So now let's fill out together the let's fill out together the fourth class card. Okay. So we get down in here and we have the fourth class card. Okay. So let's start to do it together. Just remembering that you guys need to use every single time the same name and the same last name. Okay. You guys need to use your email, the same email too. Okay. So in here, you are going to use the information about the kinds of about the kind of advertisement you're going to use. So I'm going to use the same example as Youssef have talked to us on the chat. So I'm going to use WhatsApp. I'm going to use Facebook, and I'm going to use Instagram. Offline, we are going to use posters, face to face, and business card. And up here, we are going to use the example of this, the projection of sales. Okay. We have the first line, just like you guys can see here. We have the second line, the third one, and the fourth one. Okay. So in here, we are going to describe any kind of product we use in our store. So now I'm going to use the example of having a market. Okay. So in a market, we have milk, we have bread, we have soda, and we have chocolate. So let's say we are going to sell at Monday 2 soda. Thursday, we have sold 3, Wednesday 4, Thursday 7, and Friday also 7. Chocolate we have sold 0, Monday, Thursday we have sold 5, Wednesday we have sold 7, Thursday we have sold 3, and Friday we have sold 9. I forgot about Saturday and Sunday. 5, 7, 7, 7. Okay, guys. So you are going to make a sales projection. Okay, so you guys will fill out every single one of these squares. Okay, and in here you are going to note the total of sales. So let's use the examples of soda. So 2 sodas at Monday, 3 at Thursday. So we have 5, 9, 16, 23. We have 37 sales of soda. So we have 37. And we are going to make the same thing on every single product. Okay, so we have chocolate 5, 12, 15, 24, 29, 36. So we have sold 36. And we are going to make it on every single one of them. Let's say you have only one product. If you have only one product, you are going to fill the first line, for example, like that. I'm going to fill the first line, okay? Let's see. I'm not using the right numbers, okay? Just to, let's say you only have one product. So you are going to fill the first line just like that. And the other ones, you will put in an X like that. X, 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 X. Okay. So could you guys understand? You guys need to fill every single one of them. And the last line is the you guys need to put all these numbers together. So this one is an X. So let's say Monday. Let's say Monday we are going to add. So we have sold 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 22. So the total is going to be the same. Like, so we take the sales of the month, okay? And we click on next. So we need to multiply your projections of the previous frame according to each frame period. So let's say in a week we have sold $500. Okay, so $500 times 4 is equal to 2,000. Okay, so in a month we have made $2,000. Okay, we are going to multiply this value for 12. So 2,000 times 12 is equal, where is equal in here? Equal to 24,000. 24,000 exactly. So we are going to multiply this by 2, and we get the total amount of bad months. So bad months we have 4,000. So we are going to take our year and we are going to take the bad months off. So we are going to use the year amount minus the 4,000, which is equal to 20,000. Okay, so in a year we are going to make 20,000. Could you guys get it? So that's it. That's how you guys will fill out the card 5. Oh, sorry, the card 4. Okay. Welcome everyone for being in here at this fourth class. Okay. So we need to we need to use those sales projections to understand how is going to work with our business. Okay, and this is really important, guys, to establish how much do we need to work on the day. Okay, because sometimes we will understand that at the end of the week we are going to have more sales. For example, if you have a bar, if you have a restaurant, probably at the weekend you will have a big flow, a big flow of people. Okay, so it is really common at the it is really common that people have more sales at the end of the week, and at the payday. It is really important to pay attention at the payday, because when we have a payday, it is really common that people will buy more things because they have money. So it is really important to pay attention on those payment dates. Okay, so it is really important to understand when is happening this payday. Okay, so thank you guys for being in here. I think we have learned a lot together on those 4 days. Today we have learned even more. I am really excited for being working with you guys at the mentorship program. I want to remember you guys that I want to remember you guys that is really important to use this kind of this kind of communication. Okay, and sorry guys, it is really important to use this tool to become more confident and to understand how it works. What do you guys need to do to get into it? Okay, so I would like to know what did you guys find about today's class? Did you guys approved? What have you guys think about today's class? It will be a pleasure to know what you guys think about today's class. So use use our WhatsApp use our WhatsApp group to talk to us. Okay? Goodbye guys. See you later and see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget about tomorrow's class. Okay, bye bye everyone. Goodbye.